What up, JD Aliens? Look, I'm back, and today we have the Sony SRS-XB32 Bluetooth speaker in the house.
Let's do it.
Okay, so this is Sony's refreshed version of the XB31, which was a refreshed version of the XB30. But now this is 2019's latest addition to the XB lineup. I didn't bother unboxing it on camera because honestly there's nothing to it. Sony's just notorious for giving you a nice fancy picture on the box with some good information, and then they just toss the product in there and that's it. So here we go. I got the cable in my hand because that's all it came with. But unfortunately, man, in 2019, Sony is still jacking around with these micro USB cables, man. Not a fan of these, man. Everything else is moving to USB-C, and we're stuck with this in a 2019 speaker that costs $120 or give or take, right? But since we got the charger in our hand, or the cord in our hand, let's go around to the back. By the way, you got a flap here because this thing is IP67 rated, which means you could probably dunk it or splash it or something like that. But you know, don't be letting this thing hang out in the water, man. Treat your stuff right. Anyways, let's get into this flap because now we have pretty much compromised the IPX67 rating. So let's get into here. So you can charge your phone with this thing, and you know why? Because it has a 24-hour battery life. Now that's just ridiculous, man. Now I've heard of like 30 and 40 hours in headphones, but dang, like 24 hours with a Bluetooth speaker. Who jams that long? Like, but it's here if you got it. But if you need to share some of that power with your phone, you can do it by charging right here. But unfortunately, your phone is most likely going to be USB-C. So that's stupid. And we got an add button right here because you can literally share the music with up to 100, like 100. Now let me get this straight. If you got 100 friends with the XB speaker, you can share the same song with them in like this group circle of like this jam session. 100 people, that's a lot of people. All right, then we got that micro USB input, and then we have your audio in if you just need to plug in, because I don't know why would you do that anymore, but that's that. So let's plug that back in, and on the back you can see the grill for this passive radiator right here. And then on the sides, we got nothing. On the bottom, we got some Sony branding right there. That's pretty big branding for something that doesn't get shown, but oh well. And then you have these little feet. Now, sorry, I got lotion all over my hands, man. Look, be grateful I put on some lotion today. It doesn't happen all the time. But anyways, it's kind of rubbing off on this material right here. It's a soft touch material, which brings me to the durability of this thing. So it's supposed to be like an outdoor like party speaker, but as far as looks and functionality, yeah, I give it that. As far as like being waterproof and stuff like that, but I feel like if you drop it, it's going to be ugly afterwards. Very, very ugly, because there's like no drop protection on this thing. And it's got some good weight to it, man. This is like a good 3 to 5 pounds we're talking about. All right, so on the top here, this is the top, got some NFC. I love NFC tagging. Typically, I would only use it once to just connect initially, but I find myself on my Sony headphones, that's how I turn them on. I just tap and I start playing my music. So that's convenient to have right there. You got your Sony branding, but then you have this live button. Then you got your calls, or your answering in phone calls, and then you got your play and pause, volume up, volume plus, and this also doubles as a track if you hold it, track forward and backwards, and your pairing and power right there. All right, so let's go ahead and turn this thing on. Now, I've already paired this thing up, but I need you to hear it because that's what you came here for. So if you're gonna bother spending all this money on this speaker, you might as well download the Sony Music Center app. And then, you know what, let's just go ahead and tap this thing with the NFC, get it turned on. Okay, it says it's connecting. All right, so you know that NFC works. So, okay, it's about 50% charged, which means we got 12 hours right now, 12 hours, it's stupid. All right, so Sony is killing it, man, with this LDAC. They have all these these codecs that they use for high quality streaming or Bluetooth streaming, and LDAC is one of them that they're using in here. I do believe this is aptX as well. Let me see here. We have all kinds of options in here so we can power the thing off. Let's see if that actually works. Turn the power off. Did it go off? It went off. Wow, you can turn this thing off from your phone, so it's like a remote. Okay, so let's tap it again to get it to turn back on. Yeah, I like that convenience, that NFC. Okay, so here we are back into the speaker. All right, we got, yeah, you told me that already. You can go into a couple of different apps here, or you can go into your music library, or you can Do the audio in. Let's go into settings. All right, so we have sound settings. We have Clear Audio Plus, which looks like it's grayed out. It says Clear Audio Plus is Sony's recommended sound setting for music listening with one simple operation. So let's just go ahead and turn that on since they recommend it. And then we'll get into some preset modes. We have standard, extra bass, and live sound. We're gonna keep it on extra bass since it's the XB speaker. But then you got a 3-band EQ here, which I'll usually leave mine on flat. Sometimes I play around with it, but I usually leave mine on neutral. So let's get out of there, get out of there, get out of there. We have lights. Are the lights on? Yeah, the lights are on. Can you see that? Okay, let me put it back here so you can see these lights. Okay, so we have rave. That's rave right there. We have chill. We have random, flash off, high, all different types of lighting scenarios. Let's keep it on rave since that was the default. And let's go in other settings. So we have Bluetooth codecs. We can switch from auto to SBC. Let's go into system. Don't need to do all that. And party booster. What is party booster? Let's do this. Okay, so what is oh, I know what this is. This is where you be tapping on the speaker to make it do stuff. Okay, let's go in the drum kit right here. Okay, so it tells you what these are. Let me see. Oh, I can hear that. Let me turn it up a little bit. Okay, yeah. Can you hear that? It seems that is crazy cool. Okay, it seems kind of inconsistent though. I can't get the same volume from every hit. Now, why would you need this? Okay, but they have different ones. That's the drum kit. Let's go into percussion. Oh, it's a cowbell. Everybody needs a cowbell. Oh, the cowbell is on point. Okay, let's go into custom. Okay. Yeah, let's put that back. I like that cowbell, man. Okay, so this is kind of a gimmicky thing, man. This is something you'll probably never use because it's a Bluetooth speaker. You're probably just gonna sit it down and listen to your jams versus picking it up and beating the crap out of it as your music's playing. But that's kind of cool. It does that. Let me stand it right here. That way you can actually see the lights flashing. All right, so we've gone through the menu settings. That's the party booster right there. That is funny. All right, so let's get into some jams because we got to hear how this thing sounds. Let me see here. Let's go into my YouTube playlist for my non-copyright stuff because I want to play some extended amounts of music here and I don't want to get flags. Okay, let me get this thing turned up a little bit. Let me turn it up about halfway. We're going to play Clean Sheets. This thing thumps at low volume. I like that beat. That's so smooth. That's just a G beat right there. This thing sounds good. It's just clean. Let me let you hear that. So that's midway. That's halfway up. Let me turn it up some more. That beat. Okay, that was the live button on. Let me turn that off real quick. Let me see. That beat. So from the start, like when you're close to it, especially at moderate volume, it sounds really good. Everything is pretty balanced and it's just clean music, man. But as you turn it up, it seems like the bass kind of, I don't know, the highs and mids are way more forward than the bass once you start turning it up. And the reason why I was scooting back is because I wanted to see how the sound's projecting. And it's almost like, let me try this again on the same song, but it's almost like, let me take it off of live. It's almost like the bass just kind of goes away. Let me see. Okay, so at moderate volume, you still hear the bass, but once you turn it up, this thing is loud. Don't get it twisted. This thing gets loud. But with this particular song, the louder it goes, the more forward the highs and mids come out at you, and then the bass is just kind of left behind. It doesn't distort or anything. It's not even thumping that hard. It's just like, all right, what happened to the bass? Let me see. Let me try this one. All of You. I like this song too. Yeah, it's got good bass, and it's about 3/4 of the way up. You see that? 3/4. Let me see this. Yeah. That beat. So can you hear it as I turn it up? The highs are nice on this thing. Okay, let me turn it down a little bit. All right, so let me play another one, Take You Home. This is Take You Home. Here comes a bass drop. That's a bass drop. All right, so whoa, hold on. That did not sound good. Hold on, hold on. That was real muddy. Okay, that's on live. This is live off. All right, here's my assessment. Whoo, Sony, man, this is this is tough, man. Sony usually makes really great products, and I like the speaker, but I gotta tell you about some stuff. So when you're up on this thing, like the bass comes just thumping at you. Like you can feel it, you can hear it, because I'm holding it and it's like right near my face. But when you turn the volume up, no matter if you're close to it or not, when you turn the volume up all the way, the highs come screaming out at you. It's not an unpleasant sort of experience. It's nice and clean. It just feels like the bass gets left behind as an afterthought. And I'm really disappointed because, you know, I thought once I backed up a little bit and just let all the sound come out and have some distance between me and the speaker, it actually sounded the same, if not a little bit worse, to be honest with you. So yeah, if you like loud music, let's say you're taking this thing out and you just need the sound to project, you just need music playing, this speaker will definitely do it for you, and it's splash proof and everything else. And it'll definitely do it. It has some great features like the lights and the NFC and stuff like that. But if you're gonna be listening to this thing in like the house and you want like, you know, really great sound, my method of using this thing would be to turn it down about halfway, maybe even 3/4. Let me see how it sounds at 3/4 of the way up. Because some people like to jam their music a little loud. Let me go back to clean sheets. That's so nice. See, it sounds good right there. That's about 3/4. Let me back up. That's a solid sound right there. So here's the thing, you can't turn this thing all the way up or you're gonna lose the bass. And as you turn it down, wow. Okay, so at midway, this is midway. At mid volume, it sounds actually kind of muddy. The bass just kind of takes over. So here's the deal with the Sony speaker, the XB32. If you like bass, this is a good speaker, but you can't turn it up. Like, I'm trying to figure out how to use this speaker. You cannot turn this thing all the way up if you like bass. If you like bass, you gotta listen to this thing at like midway to 3/4, and then you'll get the full effect of this speaker. Once you turn it all the way up past 3/4, then you're gonna have really, really dominant highs and mids. And then as you come down to the midway mark and then lower, you're gonna get way too much bass, and it's almost gonna sound, actually it does sound muddy. Yeah, so that's how to listen to this speaker. If you're just dying to get it, go for it, man. It's a nice speaker for what it is, but I don't think it's gonna be for everybody unless you just like really loud blaring music, like at a pool party or something like that. But if you wanna listen to this thing casually in like your office or a small room or something like that, I don't know if I can recommend this one because at moderate volumes, it's a little bit too bass heavy. You know what? Let me get in here. Let me turn off this. Let me be fair. Let me turn off the extra bass. Let me see if that has an effect on it. Then we'll go through some of those songs again. We'll put it on standard. Yeah, let's put it on standard, and then let's run through that track one more time. Let's go to clean sheets and run through it again. That's better. Much better. Much better. Much better. No. It's like when you turn it up, there's no bass at all. No bass at all. Okay, let me get back to moderate. Let's see. Okay. Fair enough. So when you have the extra bass off and you have it at moderate volumes, this thing really does sound good. And you can listen to it in a small room or like a more private setting where you don't have to turn it up super loud. And it actually sounds really good, nice and balanced. When you turn it up with the extra bass off, there's absolutely no bass in this thing, and that's even close to it. It's just loud. It's clear, it's clean, it's just loud, but there's really no bass in this thing. Really disappointed, actually. Yeah, so that's my take on the Sony XB32, man. I'm sorry, man. Golly, I don't even, oh, wow. Sorry. Anyways, I ain't no expert in this kind of stuff. But yeah, this is the Sony XB32. I was really expecting a lot more. I'm actually kind of let down with this thing. So if you're looking at still getting this thing, hey, at least I got the chance to tell you, you know, the ins and outs of it, and you kind of know how to play with it to get it to sound good for you. But other than that, man, I got to get out of here. If you had a good time checking out the speaker with me, you make sure you throw those emoji hands up in the comment section, and I'll see y'all at the next one. All right, apparently you had a good time watching this video. Well, today is your lucky day because I done already made a whole bunch of them for you to go back and binge watch. But if you just want to check out the new stuff, you make sure you smash on that subscribe button and tap that little bell. That way you'll know when it's time to come back and open up some new stuff.